This is the sequel to a video where I survived 100 days of Minecraft hardcore with a steering wheel, and I decided doing a steering wheel again would be boring. So here is this. So it's day 100, and I didn't really want to start on day 100, so I pretty much did nothing besides killing monsters. On day 101, I decided to start things off strong. I actually went into the nether, and this is because there's a lot of achievements in the nether, and I'm hunting for achievements. I got one of them. It was kill the ghast with the weird fireball thing.
No.
Then I went into this bastion dawn thing, whatever they're called.
No.
I killed some of these guys. I almost died because I'm a fool, and I got some loot. On day 102, I got out of the Bastidon fortress, whatever they're called, and I went to find a different fortress. Now, I needed to find one of these fortresses so that I could build a wither skeleton farm so that I could kill the wither. So mainly, the farm involved just creating a big flat space of this nether, whatever it's called, brick. I actually was able to kill this wither skeleton, and it's a good thing I followed it over the ledge, because it dropped a wither skeleton skull, which is an achievement. On day 104, I just spent my time expanding the farm, and I actually decided to place some slabs around the fortress and the part that I didn't want to be farm. I'm not sure if this helped, but I did it. I bet you'll never guess what I spent 105 doing. I actually was able to get all 3 wither skeleton skulls today, which is insane. I should not have been able to get it this quickly. Day 106 was mostly just spent finding my way back. This took quite a while. Yeah. Day 107, I was back at base, preparing to fight the wither. This basically just involves digging a tunnel for smacking men. I also actually pushed 2 sheep down the tunnel so that they could get killed by the wither to give me a wither rose. I actually forgot to pick up the wither roses, but don't worry about it. I was not prepared enough for this boss fight at all. I did not dig enough tunnel, and so I was sort of cornered. Luckily, there was a cave right by. It literally saved my life. I think I might have died if this cave was not here. Eventually, I was successful. I killed the wither, and I was able to craft myself a beacon. For some reason, I thought you needed diamond blocks, so that's funny. Day 108, I wanted to start working on the Beaconator achievement, so I would need a lot of emeralds. So I started breeding up my villager boys. I also started collecting myself some apples from trees to make prices cheaper. The morning of day 109, I was greeted by this. On this day, I decided to go flying around. I actually really wanted to find myself a pillager outpost so that I could start making some totems of undying. I need those pretty badly. Day 110 was also spent flying around. I found this cool icy place with this.
Oh, it's an icy one. That's dope.
And then, I just continued to search around. It was pretty nice, and then I stopped to repair my elytra with XP. Day 111 was also spent just looking around. I also found a cool desert temple with not very helpful loot, to be honest. And I also found this awesome area right next to my house. These are cool mountains, bro.
Look at how dope this is.
And then I decided to start on another map. On day 112, I finally found myself a pillager tower. I decided to go searching around after this in order to find the perfect village to make a trap. On day 113, I started on the farm out in the middle of the ocean. While I was building it, I started getting attacked, and I reloaded the game, and it turns out there were a bunch of invisible drowned. So I continued working on the farm, and I got myself a villager. There's a problem with boats. I can't turn in them because of the controller. On day 114, I was able to solve my problem by just replacing the boat. I continued working on the farm a little bit, making a cage for the pillagers to spawn in. And then I had to try and make my villager go up. This was far more difficult than it should have been. And then I just destroyed the bridge, and I thought that the farm was done at this point. Day 115, I decided to test out my farm. So I got myself the bad omen, and I headed back to the village. When I tried to start the raid, it just stopped. So I think there were a couple problems attributing to this. So I decided to make the spawn area bigger, and I decided to move the villager further away. On day 116, I continued working on the spawning area, just making it so that they couldn't escape. My villager fell down. We won't talk about that. Yeah, it was difficult. And then I went back to a pillager tower to get myself the bad omen again. Day 117, I finally found myself a pillager that could give me bad omen. I headed back, and I was actually able to get the raid working. So they all spawned where I wanted them to spawn, and I could just smack their legs. It was perfect and a little bit cheating. Things got a little bit freaky when this guy spawned in. I was able to handle it. The problem started when these little guys started spawning. They do some damage, and there can be a lot of them at once. Eventually, things were getting pretty intense, but luckily, because I built it right here, I can literally just swim in the water. On day 118, I came back with lava, like a big brain. They were invisible, so I had to reload. But there they are, burning away. Eventually, I was able to end the raid, and I got the achievement. Day 119, I was back farming to get myself some more emeralds because I had the hero of the village, which made things a lot cheaper. And as you can see, all my villager guys were breeded up, so I decided to name tag them. I tried to build an area where I thought I would be able to turn them into zombie villagers and cure them again. Once the area was ready, yeah, I know it doesn't look ready, I just broke the floors straight underneath of the villagers, and I brought them where I wanted them to go. I brought over some zombies, and I had them eat my villagers. I know it sounds bad, but I want cheaper prices. Eventually, they were all zombie villagers. I was able to cure each and every one of them. Beautiful noise. After this, I decided to extend my villager trading hall. Of course, I would need a lot more space for my villager guys. On day 121, I was finally finished. I decided that it would be a smart idea to bring the guys in here as zombies and not as villagers. It was not a smart idea. After much painstaking, I was finally able to actually get them sort of where they were supposed to go. In the process, I did kill quite a few of them because of my thorns armor. It took me until the next day to finally figure out a good way to separate the villager zombies. After they were all separated, I healed each of them, and the chaos was over. I then crafted a lot of my sugarcane into paper to make more emeralds, and needless to say, I was pretty excited. On day 123, I had a villager escape. You know, that's fun. I also gave each of the villager guys a lectern so that they could actually be librarians, and I did a little bit of trade changing. The next day was spent trying to re-zombify some of the villagers because they weren't as cheap as I wanted them to be. This just didn't work for some reason. I don't know why Burr doesn't like slabs, but he did end up dying on my thorns armor. On day 125, I was getting down to business, making so much money from all my paper. It was just a day of money collection. I needed a lot of emeralds for that beacon. Eventually, I had quite a few emeralds, not enough to make the full beacon, but I decided to start placing the blocks. One of the achievements requires a piercing crossbow, so I combined some piercing books. On day 126, I spent a lot of time trying to get myself a really good normal bow. Eventually, I was able to get this awesome book with all the enchants that I would need, except I couldn't put on my bow just yet. I was able to get myself a crossbow with quick charge and the piercing that I wanted. That night, I went out trying to get the achievement. It involves killing 2 flying guys at once. I didn't get it that night, believe it or not. Day 127, I did a bit more money making. I tried to do the achievement again, of course failed. And I decided to go back and do another raid, because I only got 1 totem of undying in the previous raid. On day 128, I actually did the raid itself. I think I was a lot more ready this time, and I got myself quite a few totems. On day 129, the raid was still going on strong. I got a lot of pixies going, but I was finally able to finish it. I came back with Hero of the Village, and I naturally did some more money making. I tried to get the achievement again. I got close. On day 130, I did the last money making I needed to do, because I finally had enough emeralds to make myself a fully powered beacon. I got myself the Beaconator achievement, and I was pretty happy. And then that night, I tried the achievement again, failed again as well. On day 131, I went exploring again. I found myself a shipwreck. I got myself a buried treasure map. I also killed this drowned with thorns that dropped a trident, which was awesome. I decimated the landscape to find my treasure. And then I did some more trading to get some trident enchants. So I got loyalty 3, channeling. I thought I could put Riptide and channeling on at the same time. I was wrong. I tried to get the achievement where you turn a villager into a witch with lightning. It had to be thundering, not just raining, and I made Iron Golem mad. The next day, I got the post-mortal achievement, which just involves saving yourself with a totem of undying. And then I went to tame a cat. This is kind of difficult. And then that night, I finally got the 2 birds, 1 arrow achievement with my piercing bow. The next day, I tried to get the bullseye achievement. This one was difficult. As you can tell, I was concentrating. And then that night, I got the Be Our Guest achievement. On day 134, I got the Hired Help achievement. I also started working on a pretty big achievement where you have to eat every single edible food item. This just involved cooking food and collecting it from different chests and such. At the end of the day, I started to explore a little bit. There's an achievement where you need to explore every single biome. And I also found this place, but I had miner's fatigue. Day 135 was basically just flying around. At the end of the day, I did find this village, though. On day 136, I tried to tame this cat in the village. It took a little while, but eventually I was successful. I also found a mushroom island while flying around, which is a pretty rare biome, so that was nice. On day 137, I found a buried treasure map. When I got to the treasure, though, it turns out I had already dug it up. So that's something, I guess. I also explored this fishy place. I thought I would be prepared with my trident. I was not. On day 138, I got the total bee location achievement, and I worked a little bit more on getting every single food item. I came back to the base and I started repairing my tools with XP. Day 139 was just been exploring again. On my journey, I found this igloo place with the weird zombie villager in the base. Of course, I healed him. On day 140, I was just exploring again, believe it or not. This is a difficult achievement. Once I got back to the base, I decided to lay out my maps and item frames. It was looking pretty complete, but not enough yet, so I just went back out. Day 141, I was still searching. I eventually decided to just go off the map and see if that would be an easier way to find biomes just going in a straight line, and I did find this mesa biome, so that was cool. Day 142, I decided that it would be fun to tame a horse. Smacking, it's not a good idea. I tried to feed it a golden apple. That didn't make it love me. I tried smacking it more. That didn't make me love me either. And so it got what it deserves. And then I went into the nether to do another achievement. This achievement just involves going a really long distance in the nether and then building another portal. And I got it pretty easily. And then finally I found diamonds. I know it's taken me so long. The rest of the day I spent collecting obsidian for another achievement. Day 144 was pretty exciting. I thought that I would be able to instant mine into this corner. I was wrong. I could have really died at this point if I had accidentally messed up some way. It was very scary. It was very scary. I was eventually able to get into a safe location and I was able to start riding one of these guys. Now, this is an achievement. I didn't really understand how it worked at the time, so I did not get the achievement. The rest of the day was spent trying to create this huge portal for another achievement. The achievement involves getting a gas through the nether, but all I was able to get through the nether were these piglin guys. Day 145, I did some more obsidian mining to possibly make a bigger portal somewhere else. And I actually didn't have any more elytra power, so I had to walk home. Day 146, I decided to start organizing all my stuff into chests. Everything was just so and organizing it made me feel a lot better. This organization went well into day 47. It continued on to day 148. I had a lot of garbage. And I also organized my shulkers into different colors, so that was nice. And I created myself some fire resistance potions to be better prepared in the nether. On day 149, I crafted myself a lotus stone and a compass. I didn't really need to craft the compass because I have a million of them, but whatever. In the nether, I got myself some glowstone. This is to create another object. I don't even know what it's called. The respawn anchor. Both of these have achievements that go along with them, basically just using them. And I got both of those achievements pretty easily. I then went to ride another one of these guys, and I finally figured out on day 150 that you have to click a button and then you get the achievement. You have to use the carrot. It's weird. It's weird. Day 150, I got another achievement by just throwing out gold while getting attacked, so that's nice. I also bred together these guys because there is an achievement where you have to breed every breedable animal. Next, I went to breed these guys. I just wanted to get the difficult ones out of the way. It's weird you can breed these things. I don't like it. Actually, I do. It's adorable. After this, I was just flying around the nether, and a ghast went into my portal.
Yo! Pog! 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 Pog. This would literally make it so easy.
Sadly, when I got back, the ghast was gone. It would have been too good to be true. On day 151, I spent a little bit of time trying to get another ghast, and then I went exploring a bit. I found this cat, tamed him up. I crafted myself a honey block to get the, whatever it's called, falling achievement for honey. That's not how you do it. You have to slide against it. I also crafted myself some more food items for collecting all the edible items. Day 152, I did a lot more food crafting. Dried kelp is the thing, so that's fun. And then the night of 152, I got the sniper duel achievement. Day 153, I tried to get the target achievement again, and I just couldn't do it. I also crafted myself up a bit more food. Day 154, I tried to get that achievement again. Whoops. I took out my anger on this horse, naturally. And I went to kill one of these weird skeleton guys, because you have to kill every single mob for an achievement. Day 155, I was coming down here, and something a little bit scary happened. I did not have my chest plate on, and I started getting attacked. This brought me down to half a heart by the time I had my chest plate on, and I was honestly very terrified. Luckily, I was able to just get away, and I was perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. The next thing I tried to do was get one of these pig guys through a portal, because that like creates an enemy, and it was not working for some reason. I think I had to go through the portal first. I tried it again over here, and I was just not successful. Here on 156, one of the pig guys died while I tried to get him through the portal. So, you know, that wasn't fun. Day 157, I spent some more time getting myself food items. I was trying to get myself poisonous potatoes here. And the last patch of potatoes, I got myself a poisoned potato, so that was cool. And then I decided to start strip mining in order to find a mine shaft. I need a mine shaft so that I can kill a cave spider and find an enchanted golden apple. You cannot craft those, sadly. Day 158, I did a little bit more strip mining, but I sort of got lazy. I decided to check some of the ravines nearby my house. These were pretty much unfruitful. Day 159, I thought that I'd try to get a hoglin through the portal again, and I was unsuccessful. Day 160, I found out that I would actually have to go through the portal first, and then I can bring a hoglin through. Once I brought the hoglin through, he turned into a zoglin, I think is what it's called, which is another enemy that I needed to kill. Now, you can see I have 32 out of 34 of the monsters killed. In the nether, I found another Bastodon base or whatever, and this was not a good idea exploring it, really. I put myself in unnecessary danger, and it was not good. Eventually, I was able to conquer everything by just swimming in the lava with a fire resistance potion. It was quite nice, and I got a little bit of loot. Day 161, I started to try and find another mine shaft. This continued on to day 162, and on day 163. On day 164, I finally found a mine shaft. Inside of the mine shaft, there's actually a monster spawner. This could have had the enchanted golden apple. It did not. I was able to kill a cave spider, and this counted towards my overall monsters hunted. I just needed one more. I found a golden apple, non-enchanted. On day 166, I found this creeper here. I don't know why I thought this was important. I just thought it was weird. At the end of the day, I came back with all my diamonds, and I satisfyingly mined them all up. Day 167, I decided to go to the end and kill the final monster that I needed to kill. When I spawned in, it spawned in with me, actually. It was an endermite, and it killed itself on my thorns armor. So that was kind of funny. I then tried to do the arrow achievement again. I tried to use technology this time, and it didn't work. Day 168, I just put my head down, and I just kept on shooting, and then finally, I got the achievement. It was, you just have to like shoot a billion times. That's literally it. Day 169, I decided that I really wanted to get the all biomes visited achievement. So I collected up all my maps, and I got ready. Essentially, this involved just buying some maps and repairing my elytra. I also went out to get myself quite a bit of gunpowder for rockets. On day 170, I bought myself some enchanted books so that I could enchant a second elytra that I went to the end to get. After a little bit exploring, I was able to find myself a second elytra, and I just enchanted this guy up straight away. I also collected the dragon head this time. I forgot to collect that last time. Day 171, I started my attempt in getting all of the biomes visited. And that's all I did, really. Day 172 was pretty much the same thing, just flying around. I found this mesa biome, which was cool. And inside of mesa biomes, they have a lot of mine shafts. So I decided to go exploring through the mine shafts, hoping to find myself an enchanted golden apple. On day 173, it finally happened, and I found the enchanted golden apple. Probably the hardest food to obtain. And then I just kept on flying around. Day 174, guess what I did? And I also decided to head back this time because my elytras were running low. Day 175 was just spent getting XP to repair my elytras, essentially. It was a lot easier with 2 elytras, a lot less repairing trips. And then I just went back to the grind of trying to find every single biome. It is fun filling out maps, though. On day 176, I was still flying around. I eventually decided to just head in one direction, and eventually I found a jungle. In the jungle, I was able to get myself a birdie friend. This was very nice. I did press F5 on the keyboard here. I'm sorry. I continued searching around to get more birdie friends. I thought that you could breed birds, but I was wrong, and I was only doing this because of an achievement. I don't like birds. I also decided to try and fill out a little bit of a map around this area with the jungle. On day 178, I placed down all my maps. They were looking pretty nice. On day 179, I decided I'm just going to head in one direction with one elytra, and then once that elytra is out of juice, I'm just going to switch elytras and head back. I was still doing this. I really thought I would be able to get all of the biomes accomplished by doing this. Sadly, I was wrong. Day 181, I had to make the long trek home. It was just a lot of flying, essentially. Day 182, I was flying, and my elytra broke in midair. It was slightly terrifying, not gonna lie. After this, I just came home. I decided to work on getting myself more food items. I was very close now. And day 183, I went into the end again because I needed some chorus fruit. That was another food that I was missing. And then I was done. I had every single food except for an apple, but that would be easy to get. And I decided to start chomping away. Essentially, this was just a lot of me running around trying to lose health. I also did damage to myself to lose health. It's just what you gotta do to eat more food, man. Day 184, I was still eating. Not gonna lie, I had quite a bit of fun with this, actually. I took off all my armor. I was being not very cautious. Of course, the cookie was probably the best part. And I did eat the enchanted golden apple. I didn't save it for like a time where it would be useful and save my life. But I don't really care. The last thing that I had to get was an apple. I found the apple. I ate the apple. I got the balanced diet achievement. After this, I decided I wanted to make a better base. So the first thing would be to move this huge beacon. I wanted my base to be very discreet. So on day 85, I placed down my huge beacon. This was actually slightly difficult with the controller. And then I marked out the edges of a big hole that I was going to dig in the ground. I began digging, and it was pretty satisfying, not gonna lie. On day 186, I decided to change these dirt walls into stone walls. This didn't take too long, and it was looking pretty nice. I began mining out different floors. On day 187, I was still doing this. You can instant mine with efficiency 5 and haste 2, and so I was having quite a bit of fun with that. And I was also changing out the walls so that they were all stone. I want everything to look nice, of course. On day 189, I felt like I was deep enough into the ground, and I placed my flooring down. I just went with basic stone because, yeah. I also decided to cover up the top with glass. I thought that would look nice. And I was being attacked by absolutely everything. I decided to put my enchantment table in the very middle, and I did a very cool design, not gonna lie. I think this design turned out very nicely with the lantern. It's just looking, that's schmexy right there. Day 191, I decided to change the ladder into glass elevators with like the water stuff. You have to do like this weird kelp thing and use like soul sand, sends you up, and then the red one sends you down. It's insane. Magma cube is what it's called, and it sucks you down and you take damage, just so you know. I thought you should know. I was able to place these ladders to stop the water, and I thought it looked nice, and it's really quick. I also decided to add some log aesthetic. I don't know if that's right, and I think that made everything look nicer. On day 192, I decided to start organizing my stuff into chests inside of this base. Day 193, I got some bees stuck in here because I placed my beehives down here. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea, to be honest. And I just continued organizing everything into these chests. On day 194, while I was organizing, I noticed that one of my flower blocks that I placed over here had been taken. It had been taken by him. And, yeah. Day 195, I decided to just, like, destroy basically everything that I had built over here. I just wanted this area to, like, look like I didn't exist here. So I started with the sugarcane farm, and I decided that I would free all of my villagers. Now, the path of travel back to the normal village was a little bit deadly, but I'm freeing them, so yeah. Day 196 was filled with trying to, like, coax them out of their hole. Eventually, I was able to do it with lecterns, and nobody fell in the hole, I don't think. The rest of the time, I spent building, like, basically outdoor sleeping areas. Don't worry, I did end up, like, giving them a covering so that they're not sleeping in the rain. It's not great, but it's at least something. On day 197, I finished up all of their little hut places, and then I decided that I would remove all of the stone walling around my area. I would leave it around the village to protect them. I also changed this grave to be stone bricks instead of just cobble, and I destroyed this thing in my breeding place as well. I also decided to get rid of all the torches. I didn't want any trace of humanity here. Day 198, I slept in my actual house. I had some kittens in here, or cats. I decided to remove all aspects of the farm. I got rid of the cobblestone, and I placed dirt over all the water blocks. And then by the end of the day, I was finally finished. And we're approaching the 200th day. Day 199, I decided to get rid of my wheat farm. This was actually more difficult than I anticipated, but I was able to do it. I also decided to try and get rid of all of my tree farm. I was not successful. I did some chopping, and I didn't get through all of that. I placed a lot of trees down. I decided to actually sleep in my new base tonight, and yeah. Let's go. Let's get it. Today I basically just looked over all the achievements that I did, all the achievements that I didn't do. I still have a lot to do. I think I should be able to get it all completed in 300 days. Please comment below what weird thing you want me to use to get to 300 days. If not a lot of people who watch my videos are subscribed, so yeah.